Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Eric here from E&M Guns. Wow. Measure 114. Terrible piece of gun control that was voted in barely in 2022. Just got a, life support shot in the arm from appeals court in Oregon. Let's talk about it.
You're looking at the Oregon Court of Appeals ruling released this morning that says Measure 114 does not violate the Oregon Constitution, but it won't be taking effect anytime soon. More on that later. This ruling is the latest in a string of court decisions that have plagued the voter-approved measure ever since its razor-thin passage in the November 2022 election.
So, limited capacity of magazines, completed background check, and a permit to purchase. That's what you guys voted for back in 2022, which even this article says razor thin passage.
114 stays in place for the sake of his business.
Here we go again.
The owner of Aloha Arms, Chris Ballman, says he is bracing for impact after hearing about the Court of Appeals ruling on Measure 114.
The last time this was voted into place, the background check queue got insanely large. The state was not prepared to deal with it, and there was a general consensus of panic by the firearms community members.
As of Wednesday afternoon, the number of firearm background check applications jumped to more than 200. The Oregon State Police is in charge of completing those checks, and gun safety advocates say those background checks are needed to ensure community safety.
State is just like a responsible person getting a driver's license. Well, here's my problem. Nowhere in the Constitution does it guarantee me the right to drive. That is a privilege, and that's when your privilege is revoked. For example, it even says your privilege is revoked. It's a privilege. Every state in the union recognizes a driving privilege. What state in the union recognizes your Second Amendment as a privilege? 2, how are you going to stop people from getting larger capacity magazines? These 30 standard rounds, especially when you say, well, it's grandfathered in, you can still own them. They don't say you can still use them, they say you can still own them. You can own them and use them at your home, you can own them and use them at your range, okay? In a self-defense situation, if you're at home and you have your larger capacitor magazine, you're going to tell me that prosecutor's not going to charge you, you're not going to make you prove that you owned that before this ban? And how are you going to do that? How are you proving that you own this standard capacity magazine before the ban took effect? Are you keeping your receipts? Are you taking a photo with a timestamp on it? How are you going to prove it? The whole point of having that extra ammo and why you're not limiting the police is because it's needed. You don't know what's needed to stop a threat. That's why you allow the police to keep their standard capacity magazines. You're not limiting them, you're just limiting us. I'm going to go a little further in this video with Ballot Measure 114 was a voter initiative, meaning that if somebody in Oregon, somebody associated with Oregon Firearms Federation, or some other citizen in Oregon was tired of the BS here and said, you know what? Let's appeal Measure 114. Because you'll see a lot of these news articles say there was a razor thin margin. And if you compute that to the margin of Trump being voted in for president this term, you'll see there's quite a few counties in Oregon that voted for Trump. There's quite a few that went Trump's way instead of Harris's way. So Oregon, I don't think you guys lost hope. If this doesn't work out on the federal level and it doesn't work at the state level with the appeal, who's to say you guys couldn't get your own voter initiative started to repeal Measure 114? I mean, it's not like you couldn't go to the Ducks Unlimited dinners and seek petition signatures there. It's not like you couldn't go to gun stores and seek petitions there. I'm sure most of them would be behind you in trying to repeal Measure 114. It barely passed, guys. I'm sure one of you got the initiative to, and it's not hard. There's a website. I'll actually put it up here for you guys to see, that you can, as a sponsor of this initiative, gather signatures, do the exact same thing this anti-gun group did, and put on the ballot in November an initiative to repeal 114. I'll bet you money you've got the support there to do it. There's a lot of hunters that got caught off guard. They didn't think it would affect them. Now they're going, wow, this is stupid. Why did we vote for this? You'll see a lot of those people step forward and sign that petition. I encourage you to reach out to Oregon Firearms Federation and put together a plan to appeal or repeal Measure 114. It is just a cluster, you know what, of a gun control bill that is only going to cause you guys more headaches and more heartbreak. I mean, it puts law-abiding citizens at risk. Guys, that's the video. I'm praying for you. I'm rooting for you. Have a blessed week. We love you. Peace out.